This video is designed to give you more information about internships at MCERC. Our faculty is committed to getting everybody interested an opportunity to participate in our research. Sometimes that means processing data. Sometimes that means developing field skills. And sometimes that means getting hands-on experience with several different things that are done in our field of marine biology and ecology to better help you decide which direction you'd like to go as far as your career path. If you go to our education hub at our MCERC website, you'll find a list of different internships that are available. It's important to read the description on each one of these internships because it will tell you the length of commitment, the topic of the internship, what the learning objectives are, what the skill level is, how many hours will need to be dedicated to that internship per week in order for the intern to benefit from that experience, and whether or not it's local, can be done by distance learning, or it requires travel to one of our field projects. When you decide to participate in an internship at MCERC, the first thing you have to do is write a letter of interest. There'll be a place in the Education Hub where you can upload a letter. And what we want you to put in this is exactly what you want to get out of the internship you're applying for. So be sure to list first, which internship are you interested in that's posted, open, and available. You are invited to inquire about an internship that you think MCERC could provide for you that's not listed. We're always open to ideas. Make sure your letter of interest is not any longer than 2 pages, typed single-spaced. The reason for that is that every intern will get an interview with an MCERC faculty member to make sure that your goals are clear for what you want to get out of the internship and to make sure that we have the resources that match your goals. Once you upload that letter of interest, your contact information will be used to reach out to you and let you know if you're a good match for MCERC internships. If we mutually decide that an internship is right for you, then we'll set up an interview, really a conversation, over Zoom. The purpose of an internship interview with a faculty member is so that we can work together to make sure our goals are clear. Your mentor will have specific goals that need to be met, and you'll have goals that you'd like to meet. And so the discussion will be formed around how do we accomplish these things together? Are those goals realistic? What kind of time commitment do you need? And at the end of that conversation, if you decide with your mentor that you want to move forward, then arrangements will be made to outline a starting date, a finishing date, and exactly what the logistics are for getting your internship accomplished. Some internships can be done through distance learning, in other words, online. The reason we have those internships is that MCERC recognizes there are people in places that are not close to a coastline or close to an MCERC faculty member. It also may be cost prohibitive for somebody to travel to one of our locations to do work. That doesn't mean you can't get very valuable skills and be very interested in what you're doing through a distance learning program. Be sure to pay attention to which internships can be done online. Again, you're invited to make a suggestion for an internship that you would like to do. There's often a cost associated with MCERC internships, and we recognize that that can be puzzling for some people. You're probably aware that there is a cost associated with having an intern. These include administrative costs, making sure that there's insurance available. There's also resources that need to be available for every intern that MCERC has in our organization. In addition to that, although many interns are under the impression that they're helping MCERC and it's quote-unquote free work, the reality is that when you join an MCERC internship, our faculty has designed very specific curriculum to help you learn, and that takes several hours to do. It's more work for us to help you understand things, but it's work that we love and work we're committed to. So the course program fees are intentionally minimal, and they're intentionally accessible through sponsorships, usually from local organizations or applying for small grants. Internships that are more involved will obviously require a higher program fee. It's important to remember that all MCERC program fees are non-refundable. They are also all due at the time anybody enrolls in one of our programs. We do this for a few reasons. The first reason is that we have very few spots. We prefer a small ratio of instructor to an intern, a program participant, a student. That means that almost every program we do has less than 10 spots available for participants. In the past, we've had people reserve spaces in the hopes that they could find the resources and get the time off, only to find later that they can't participate at the time they hoped. That would leave a program spot open, and that drives up the cost of the entire program for the rest of the participants. We would have to budget in anticipation of not having full programs. It also means that if somebody has an open spot last minute and they join a program, their cost of travel will be driven up. So we really appreciate your understanding that our non-refundable program fees help assure that our programs are always filled. So let's talk about who would participate in our internships. Anybody can participate. There are prerequisites for all internships. That doesn't necessarily mean that if you don't meet the prerequisites, you'll be excluded. Citizen scientists are welcome to participate in our internships if that's something that they would like to apply for. But please pay attention to what the description of that internship is so that you know if a background in marine biology or a related field is important. We highly encourage undergraduate students that are looking to get a degree in a field that's related to what we study, as we know how competitive our fields are. We design our internships so that you are more marketable when you finish by having very specific research skills that are often not acquired by undergraduates. That gives you a leg up when you apply for a job, a position, a master's degree, or something else in our field that other people with your same degree may not have. For master's degrees, we can often elevate any internship that we've posted for undergraduates to a master's degree level. If that's something that interests you, be sure to submit a letter of interest and let us know. MCERC often receives requests from people who are completing master's degrees that require a master's degree research project. We do have data available for analysis that would be perfect match for people who need to do a project and complete a master's degree. Oftentimes it's data that hasn't been analyzed by any of our faculty members because we have so much data that we collect when we're in the field. And be specific about what your requirements are. So now that you've read all the descriptions of the internships that are available, write your letter of interest, keep it concise, request times for an interview, and let's have a conversation about how we can help you get a leg up in your career in a related field to marine biology, marine ecology, evolutionary biology, behavioral ecology, and communication in marine mammals. Go to the Education Hub, find the section on our website, upload your letter of interest. Be sure at the top of it you say your name, your contact information, and which internship you're interested in applying for. If your university will allow you to do an independent study for credit hours, and that is something you're interested in, you're welcome to include in your letter of interest how MCERC faculty can help you accomplish that. Oftentimes we can serve as your advisor for an independent study that will give you credit hours at your university. We're familiar with the forms, we're familiar with the process, and we're familiar with what you need to learn to meet goals for most universities. And we're happy to do that. So we look forward to hearing from you. We look forward to getting you involved in our work. And keep an eye on our website and our social media platforms so that you can be aware of what opportunities are open for you. We hope to see you soon.